So here we have what I was asking you to do yesterday with circles and find the area and circumference of circles using the measurements given. So this is similar to what I would do in class where I would go through the homework for you. So in the first one, taking pi is 3.14. Now why do I need pi in the first place? Because the area of a circle formula is equal to pi r squared. Okay, so that introduces where pi comes from for you, pi r squared. And that's given to you in your maths formula book as well. So you will be able to find that in an exam. Okay, this thing here is the important thing. So pi can stand for either 3.14 or 22/7. So 3.14 or 22/7. And as you can see, it tells us in the question what to use. Or sometimes they might say give your answer as a decimal or give your answer as a fraction. So you know which one then to use, okay? So for an example then, we'll do part 1 here. Part 1, the radius is equal to 6 centimeters. So I have a little circle. The radius is 6. So I want to find the area. So the area will be equal to, well, the formula is pi r squared. In this case then, pi is 3.14 and the radius is 6 centimeters squared. So on your calculator, you'll type in 3.14 times 6, and 6 squared is 6 times 6. So 3.14 multiplied by 6 by 6 is equal to 113.04, and the units is centimeters squared. Okay, so that's just to give an idea how we go about doing these. Alright, so I'm going to just move that up there as a little example for you, and I'll continue doing out a few of these then for you here. Okay, so what happens with part 3, where the radius is equal to 10.4 millimeters? Well, the area is equal to pi r squared, which is 3.14 multiplied by 10.4 squared. So there's no difference in it, okay, for you, which is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 10.4 squared, giving you 339.62 millimeters squared. Okay, so always use the units in the question. Alright, and then look at part 7. It says the diameter is equal to 100. But the diameter goes the whole way across. So the radius will be a half of 100, which is equal to 50 meters. You see? So in this case then the area will be equal to pi r squared again. Pi is 3.14, and instead of 100 it'll be 50 squared. So what's 3.14 multiplied by 50 squared? Which is 7,850, and the unit is in meters squared. Okay, now I just did area there for you, right? But what happens if we're asked to find the circumference? So for the circumference of a circle, okay, so look at question 2, part 1. The radius is equal to 7 centimeters. So we want to find the circumference, and the circumference is like the perimeter. So the circumference goes the whole way around the outside. So the circumference is what's outside the circle. Alright? And we're told that the radius is 7. So there's a different formula for circumference. And the formula is circumference equals 2 pi r. So it's a bit different for you. So when this one 2 times, it tells us in question 2 that pi is 22 over 7. And the radius is 7. So type into your calculator 2 times 22 over 7 times 7. And we get 44, and it's in just centimeters because it's like the perimeter. Okay? So we don't go having to use units squared if we're talking about circumference. Alright? So I'll do a couple more of these there now for you. Alright? So look at question 2, part 4. The radius is equal to 14 centimeters. So we first of all want to find the area is equal to pi r squared. And in this case, pi is 22 over 7 and the radius is 14 squared. So type that in on our calculator, take your time. And you get 616, and it's in centimeters squared. So that's the area of the first one, or part 4 in question 2. Alright? And while we're at it then, we'll do the circumference is equal to 2 pi r, which is 2 times pi is 22 over 7, and the radius is just 14. So the two formulas, right, are similar, but they're different, and you just need to know which one to use at the right time. So 2 times 22 over 7 multiplied by 14 gives us 88 centimeters for the circumference. So that's how you lay out your question. And what about one that has a decimal? So we'll say part 6. Radius is equal to 0.49 meters. So again, we're going to find the area is equal to pi r squared. Pi we know is 22 over 7 and the radius is 0.49 squared. So again, use your calculator. 22 over 7 multiplied by 0.49 squared, and you get 0.7546, and it's in meters squared. So area will always be in meters squared. And what about the circumference? The circumference is equal to 2 pi r, which is 2 times 3.14 times 0.49, or 2 times 22 over 7 times 0.49. So it depends whichever one they tell you is for pi. Okay? And they'll generally tell you in the question. 0.49 equals 3.08 meters. Okay? So that's some examples of area and circumference of a circle for you. And hopefully that might help explain. And I'm going to put up another worksheet as well for you.